Welcome to this SFLm matchup, the Week 4 opener between the Annapolis Navigators and the Lincoln Rattlesnakes. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Liam Krauser, and joining me this evening is my partner in analysis, Brett Solberg. Good evening, Brett.
Evening.
Great to be here with you. The Navigators are hoping to bounce back after a heavy defeat last week against the San Jose Flight, whilst the Rattlesnakes secured their first win this season with a win over the defending champion Madison Lynx. Brett, what are you looking out for in this matchup?
Well, I'm looking out for, it's going to be very tough for both these teams, especially for Annapolis, coming off a huge 51-13 defeat. That's in any league, it's going to be tough to recover and bounce back from a game like that. So they need to start off the hop. So I'm all eyes on Annapolis to start things off, to see if they set the momentum or if they're going to let Lincoln control things, as they did a lot last week against Madison. It'll be an interesting matchup for sure.
Yeah, San Jose are unbeaten on the season, and coming out of that game, Annapolis, they're going to be looking to bounce back. We're going right to left for the kickoff, and it will be Annapolis kicking to start off this game. You're watching the SFLm Week 4 kicks off, and the Lincoln Rattlesnakes will be receiving, playing in these black and brownish uniforms. On offense for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes, we've got Kenny Slider at quarterback, Logan Lee at halfback, John McCall at fullback, Ricky Toolish, Willie Tabor Jr., the new signing for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes, and Loddy Lou at wide receiver, Brian Murphy, two-way player at Denver at tight end, and the Brickashaw Molyneux. What a name. All-name team right there at tackle. Shotgun set to start off the game. We're going to see play action, and that is a throw out to, it's number 13. That's going to be a first reception for Willie Tabor Jr.
Yeah, and how about introducing yourself into the SFLm with the first catch on the first play of the first possession of Lincoln's offense today here, as they go with the split backs right with the quarterback on an easy out route. Anybody can catch an out route with that.
Indeed. Looking at strong power by going to the weak side here for the Lincoln Rattlesnake. That's a 5-step drop going to the screen, and that's an excellent spin move there from Logan Lee. You love to see that. I think I've seen that play make many an SFL offensive coordinator's day, just throwing that screen to the halfback, and that's an excellent pickup there of a first down. First down for the day for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes. They come out here in a single back step, three wide receivers out wide, 3-step drop. And that's a nice slant route up the middle, and that is going to be a first down, another first down for Lincoln Rattlesnakes. Good start to this drive, Brett.
Yeah, and the one play that we saw earlier from Logan Lee, that's kind of what we've seen so far in these first 3 weeks out of him. He's been a great two-way player, and then following that right up with a quick slants route that's going to catch a lot of defenses kind of shaking their boots a little bit with the quick pass. So Lincoln doing the right job so far.
Set here, one tight end, and that is another excellent pass, number 11 there on the reception. That's Ricky Toolish with the reception there, and Lincoln certainly looking to capitalise on this early momentum here. Annapolis still looking a bit shaken after that big defeat last week.
And what a dot thrown from Kenny Slider as well, just finding his man. That was a real easy pass from him.
And that is going to be a tackle for loss for the Annapolis Navigators. That's number 50 on the tackle there. That is going to be Brad Lynch, the defensive tackle, just cutting up the middle there and putting a bit of a stopper on this momentum. Only a loss of a yard on that first down here for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes. Kenny Slider under centre, returning from last season. Single back step, 5-step drop, and that is going to be a throw and a catch. Excellent catch there by number 17, Lodi Lu, two-way player out of San Diego Mavericks in the Major League, and an excellent catch there to bring Lincoln Rattlesnakes into the red zone.
Yeah, and that's the athleticism that you see from two-way players, and Lodi Lu really stepping up and jumping to grab that catch.
Single back set here with 3 wide receivers out to the weak side. They're going play action again, and that is going to be a nice out route. Picks up a few yards, 7 yards to be exact. They can get a first down, although you'd be expecting them to get the touchdown. They can get another set of downs, Brett, but really nice drive here so far from Lincoln.
Yeah, it seems like all cylinders go from Lincoln's end here. It doesn't matter if Kenny Slider's throwing the football to any receiver. They're going to manage to catch that football. This has been a great drive.
Like a strong eye, like a key flat move, and that is going to be a run to the strong side, but that is going to be brought down for a tackle for a loss. That's number 52, Tundra Speed, signed last week by the Annapolis Navigators. And it's going to be a 3rd and goal for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes here. 3 wide receiver set, single back, and it's going to be a run, and it's going to be stopped. So a good end to this drive. Annapolis bend but don't break is the mentality. Number 27, Dale McLean, the strong safety, is the defensive player making the tackle there, and that's going to bring out the field goal unit.
Yeah, and it looked like Annapolis was really focusing on trying to stop the run early on in this game and wasn't really expecting Kenny Slider to throw the football as much. So Lincoln's going to get a short field goal attempt out of this.
And that is going to be the kicker, Jordan Schull, and it is going to be up and good. Early 3-0 for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes, and excellent start to this game, trying to capitalise on that win last week and continue the momentum against an Annapolis team. The ship was rocked in their logo, Brett, and they're going to be looking to right the ship and avoid going down early here to Lincoln. But nice 3-0 start for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes. Return here up to 21 and not much more. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on a virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at www.simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. And Annapolis with a run to the strong side. Nice pickup there of about 5 yards there from the 21 to the 26 of Annapolis. Just going through the Annapolis offense here. Gene Struvers is the quarterback, 6'6" beast under centre. Randy Squarebush at halfback. Joel Harleman at fullback. Kai Avery the third. Rijo De Niro and Rain Darby at wide receiver. And Lachlan Martin at tight end, and that is going to be a run up the middle for looked like it was Squarebush there, 2-way player out for Louisiana. Now only picks up a yard, so Annapolis with work to do on 3rd down here, Brett.
Yeah, and you have to think if you're ever playing Annapolis, the big key on defense is to really limit RSB Randy Squarebush, because he was a star in the major leagues, and he's going to try to carry this over in the minor leagues with this Annapolis team.
That's going to be a 5-step drop, but excellent work
Good
there with
blocks.
blocking. That's an excellent block. And number 21, Randy Squarebush, like you just mentioned, he's getting a huge chunk of yards there, but all credit to the blockers there. Squarebush, that's not what you like to see when you're an offensive coordinator. Your running back sort of stepping back into the inside, but it worked really well there for Annapolis. He managed to get his blockers, and excellent play there, Brett.
Yeah, you had 3 offensive linemen getting involved with that screen pass. You had the first block coming from Roderick Kidd, the second one coming from JT Bullard, and I think the third one was coming from Rashad Jarrett. Those are all big guys giving big blocks.
Run up to the strong side there. It's an ISO play, and Squarebush. He is going to be the workhorse for this Annapolis offense, it seems, as they pick up another couple of yards. Shotgun set here. Two players in the backfield, and they've got a spread look out of their wide receivers. There's a snap, and it's a run, and Squarebush is going to be stuffed there. We don't often see teams running out the shotgun for precisely that reason, Brett. It's very slow to develop, and Demetrius Farmer there on the stop.
Yeah, but sometimes you'll see some of the shotgun sets work on runs kind of as a misdirection play. But if you really base it off of shotgun sets with your runs, you are going to get those tackles for losses being accrued against you. So Annapolis is going to have to be careful how they approach their next run plays with Squarebush.
Gun doubles here with a single back in the backfield. That is going to be a throw and a catch to number 89 of Annapolis. That is going to be the wide receiver, Orain Darby, out of Mexico, standing at 5'10", and he made that post route completely bamboozle the defensive coverage. There was no one there, Brett.
Yeah, and it looked like Frankie Lynn Kuster was kind of waiting for Orain Darby to come to him, to her essentially, but this time it just went the opposite direction and left Darby wide open. Annapolis right now using both their two-way players very well offensively.
Looking like a shoot so far, if these opening drives are any indication. Shotgun set with twins to the strong side there, and that is a run, and that was the same run play, Brett. They got a yard there, but very similar to the one we saw stuffed in the backfield. Lincoln just not clued into it there.
Yeah, just flipping the play essentially, making Squarebush go to the left side. But the error of that run play so far is that the blockers aren't coming to stretch along with Squarebush to help him out, and it's basically all on Squarebush to get those runs. And sometimes he can't do it all on his own.
And that's a run up the middle, and Squarebush just need a little bit more pace there. But does manage to pick up a nice 5 yards there to keep Annapolis' offense ticking over. They do have a third down here, but they are in the red zone.
Yeah, easily in the red zone here. Squarebush was kind of maybe looking around his directions, wasn't going at his top speed to get that first down, and just didn't have enough time to turn on the jets.
3-step drop, and that is intercepted. Excellent interception there by number 91. That was just a bang-bang play there, it looked like, Brett. Number 91 of the Lincoln Rattlesnakes, Zeus Howard, the linebacker. Some great hands there from the outside linebacker. Can't get past number 21 of Annapolis, with Randy Squarebush making a touchdown-saving tackle there.
Yeah, pretty much, and it was basically Zeus Howard just reading the wide receivers very well, just playing a big part of being kind of like that fourth secondary corner and just getting that great interception. Now Lincoln back on the offense.
Run up the middle here for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes, and that's an excellent stop there to restrain Logan Lee to just a couple of yards. Number 40 for the Annapolis Navigators. That's going to be Rachel Menner. And she has picked up probably her first tackle for this game as Lincoln come out looking to try and put the hurt on after that turnover. You can see a shotgun set here with Fred. 9-year slants, and that's thrown out to number 21. That is going to be Logan Lee again. We're seeing a lot out of the running back so far in this game, Brett.
Yeah, this time with Lincoln going through the air with Lee, and then Annapolis going on the ground with Squarebush. Kind of going apropos to what you see on the stat sheet from both these players, kind of working to their strengths. And so far, we've seen Lincoln score 3 out of it, and Annapolis, unfortunately, interception.
Lincoln with a 3-step drop here. And that is going to be a first down for Logan Lee. Again, Kenny Slider just looking through his guy coming out of the screen. And Annapolis are on the rock somewhat to start this drive in the second drive of the first quarter for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes. Coming out in an I set here in spread. Three-step drop. And that is going to be an out route. Picks up about 6 yards, and Lincoln on the roll once again.
Yeah, and it's really feeding into what Lincoln wants to do here. Get Kenny Slider involved no matter what, especially just through the air. They like to get to him a lot. Right now, before this game started, he was second in pass attempts, just behind Ty Tack, and yeah, he's getting more involved. I believe this was his 8th or 9th throw of this game.
That's a single back set, and that's going to be another first down for Lincoln. Excellent play there by Logan Lee. These running backs doing all over the field so far today, Brett. And yeah, it's been an interesting start to this game so far. I mean, we talked about Annapolis' big defeat last week, but that being said, you know, despite the offensive output we've seen from both these teams so far, only 3 points on the board.
Yeah, and it just seems like both defenses are, like you said earlier, kind of that bend but don't break mentality and kind of stop them where you need to stop them.
Three-step drop, and that's all slants, and that is going to be a penalty and an interception. I'm guessing that looked like defensive pass interference, just having a look at the play there.
Yeah, just a myriad of defenders and wide receivers all over the place as they do call pass interference on there with number 52 that looks to be Tundra Speed, one of the main players, week 3 signing for Annapolis, as he just gets in the way of the receiver, which resulted in an interception. Very unfortunate for Annapolis as we get in the first quarter.
That closes out the first quarter. So, first game of week 4 of the SFLm season. It's Annapolis 0, Lincoln 3 as we start the second quarter. Thanks for joining us on the SFLm. I'm Liam Krauser, joined tonight by Brett Solberg on analysis. And Lincoln coming out in a strong power right, run up the middle. And that is going to be a nice pickup of about 7 yards, getting up to the Annapolis 37-yard line.
Yeah, I don't think Lincoln minds doing these small kind of hits here, kind of slowly and methodically going down the field. You have the 3-point lead, and sometimes 3-point leads, especially as you get further in, it can be a well-secured 3-point lead.
Another strong power eye set there, and a nice screen out to Logan Lee. They are going for these screens early and often. And Lincoln are certainly reaping the benefits here, up 3-0 early, and it could have been more. Excellent touchdown saving tackle earlier by Randy Squarebush, preventing Lincoln from running back a turnover in the middle of the first quarter. Another run up the strong side by Logan Lee, and Annapolis do not have an answer for Logan Lee so far today. 28 yards on 7 carries, and I'll tell you what, it felt like a lot more, Brett.
Yeah, and this man already has roughly a quarter of what he's had so far in the first 3 weeks. Only 56 carries for 113 yards to start off his campaign so far. No rushing touchdowns, and at the rate this is going, we might see him hit pay dirt on the ground for the first time.
Very strong set here, running to the weak side of the field. Looks like we could see another screen, and indeed we do. And that's excellent defending there by number 20 of the Annapolis Navigators, Tyson Thorne, managing to put a bit of a lid on this offensive progress for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes. Logan Lee with another reception. I'd love to see the number of receptions so far that he has had on the day. I'm sure we will see that highlighted for our production crew as this game progresses. And that is a run, and that is a ton of space for Logan Lee. And that is a touchdown, the first touchdown of the day for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes. And that is going to bring up probably a 10-point lead, 10 points uncontested by the Lincoln Rattlesnakes.
Give a big credit to that main block on that far right side from the secondary tight end, Torrey Perry, coming off and getting that key block to give Lee enough space to kind of waltz into the end zone. And just as you would have it, first touchdown of the season on the ground for Chris Lee.
Yeah, superb start today for both of these running backs, but that is a bobbled snap, and just got off by Shaw there for the extra point. But Lincoln will be very happy with their performance so far today. Logan Lee has been all over the place, but credit to those offensive line players. We've seen DeBrickashaw Molyneux, member of the all-name team of the SFLm, with some excellent play to open up those gaps for Logan Lee playing at tackle. And the kickers away, Annapolis playing from left to right here on the return. And number 15 nearly breaks out a bit, but just about manages to get the tackle there for Lincoln. And that is going to be returned up to the 28. Still a decent return. The SFL convention is coming to the Las Vegas Strip, July 10th to 12th. HyperX Esports Arena at the Luxor will host the season kickoff, featuring all 28 teams in action. Live commentary throughout the day, every game on the big screens, and your chance to be introduced to the world as a football star. Room rates are just $80 per night stay. Visit www.simulationfl.net/convention for more information and to reserve your room. And we come back to the action. Sorry for cutting you off there, Brett. But we're probably going to be musing over the performance of both of these running backs at this point.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty much it. It'll be Square Bush v. Lee from the rest of the standpoint here, as we go empty set here.
Unstraight indeed, and that is going to be an out route. Normally see those 90-year-old slabs, but in this case they go to the out route. Number 84 for Annapolis there. That's Reggio Dinero, just not managing to get his feet in bounds. And Annapolis with everything to do here. They're 10 points down. They've got a third down well inside their own side of the field, and now they're going to come out in a single bunch there. 5-step drop there for the Annapolis Navigators, man. And he is dropped. That is going to be number 56 of the Lincoln Rattlesnakes. That is going to be Demetrius Farmer. Excellent sack there from the Week 4 signing of this Lincoln Rattlesnakes team, and I suspect that is his first sack as an SFLm player.
I think that's his first tackle and his first sack as well. So again, Lincoln doing a great job as well with their Week 4 signings, getting involved with Willie Tabor Jr. getting the first catch of the game, and now Demetrius Farmer getting the first sack of the game.
Punt for the Annapolis Navigators, and it is Pete Ellis who has boosted it away there in good old soccer goalkeeper style. Chuck my soccer reference in there as the British person, Brett. I think we were discussing before the call, possibly the first time in any SFL, SFLm, whatever, we got two non-American broadcasters on the call, which is a piece of history right there.
A little bit of bangers and mash with some Canadian bacon, you know?
Yeah, well, that's going to be on the pub quiz at convention. And that is going to be something for number 21, Logan Lee, to forget there. Excellent tackle by number 99 of the Annapolis Navigators. That's Dean Lear with a tackle for loss. And Annapolis, they gotta get something going in their direction, Brett. They gotta just get that momentum going back in. Just get some momentum. They haven't had it the past couple of weeks. And that's an out route. That's a good saving tackle there by number 20, Tyson Thorne, to prevent that first down.
Yeah, and it's still causing Lincoln to kind of still roll forward a little bit here. Annapolis, they can't get like these big 8-9 yard gains from this Lincoln offense to continue going, or else Lincoln's just going to mop the floor all over them. So this third down is going to be crucial in trying to swing the momentum back on their side.
Yeah, another strong set here for Lincoln. We've seen them come out with this a few times today, and that's way too easy. Yeah, Brett, it is up to the Annapolis 33 for Logan Lee, 57 yards with a quarter and a half out of the way, and he's on pace for a big game if this is to continue. But they did not have an answer for that set there. We've seen them be really susceptible to that Joker's step, and also the strong power ride that we see so often used in the SFLm and the SFL majors, Brett.
Yeah, and the big key there, I think, is that Annapolis is just not ready for those stretch runs. We've seen about 3 or 4 stretch runs from Logan Lee a few times, and he's gotten big gains out of it.
And here it is again. And that's going to be up the inside this time. Yeah. You see, he's definitely had a bit going for them up the inside, trying to, at least stop them at the line of scrimmage. But when they start going to the outside with these runs, Lincoln, Annapolis simply just does not have an answer. And they're coming out in a strong power right again. Don't want to become too predictable. That's the only thing I'd say.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
I think they might go with the screen here, and they do. And that is going to be up to the 24. Wow, the line judge gave him a good spot there, because he's gotten up to 3rd and 1. And I think he definitely got a few extra inches there with the break of a tackle there, Brett.
Yeah, but you have to give him credit, because his 2 linemen that were supposed to help block him just weren't even close to Logan Lee, so he had to do all the job on his own. Give credit to Gary Henson and Kenneth Clamp for at least trying to get to him, but sometimes you just can't help out the blockers.
And there are no blockers there, Brett, and that's a tackle for loss, and it will give the Navigators port in the storm, so to speak, as Lincoln will be restrained to just the 3 points here, pending the field goal. Going to see number 14, Jordan Shaw, out again today. Probably, I think it's the 3rd time today that we've seen him out and trying to put points on the board. 2nd field goal for the day. And that is up. And that is good. So it's 13 points with no reply for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes. Annapolis are fumbling for any sort of momentum. They haven't looked all that terrible, Brett. I just think they've had a few unlucky breaks, and they really need to come up with the answers here and start getting some points on the board.
Yeah, they really need to read Lincoln's offense. I think Annapolis' defense is doing good, but not great. The offense has just had a couple of unlucky runs, but that defense really needs to step up for Annapolis to get a chance here. This will be definitely a defining moment for the Annapolis offense, though.
And that is returned up to the Annapolis 23-yard line. The SFL has partnered with Raredrop and Raredrop Sports to advance live events and distribution. Live and in-person championship weekends, rookie drafts, and community events are in the works. Visit raredrop.co for more info on what the company does in the gaming community, and follow Raredrop Sports on Twitch at twitch.tv/rdsport. 1st and 10 here for Annapolis, trying to get some points on the board. And that's an amazing step on. And how did he get 9 yards out of that? Randy Squarebush, 24 yards on 8 carries, and he looked like he was stuffed in the backfield. How did he get out of that, Brett?
Yeah, that's that Louisiana training that Randy Squarebush has been getting in with. When you pair yourself with Colin Hart and you have a great coaching staff in Louisiana, you can make plays like this. That is absolutely no issue for Randy Squarebush.
With Navigators, and he's going to have to do it again, and he does. He manages to get up to the Annapolis 36-yard line, and that will be a 1st down for this Annapolis Navigators side. On defense for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes, Demetrius Farmer at defensive end with his 1st sack earlier, week 4 signing. Kratos Maximus on the other side of the line, Michael Brewery at defensive tackle, Matthias Cyprian at inside linebacker, Sabo Kanan at outside linebacker, and in the defensive backfield, Frankie Lancaster and Skippy Curtis, Cliff Harris, Luke Swift, and Frankie Custer is returning from last season, as Lincoln will manage to prevent Randy Squarebush from breaking out there. But it will be 2nd and 5, a nice pickup of 5 yards there. That's another run up the inside, and that is going to be another decent pickup of yards for Randy Squarebush. But this running game has been decent today, Brett, but I'd like to see them be a bit more adventurous. You know, you've got 3 wide receivers, a great tight end, Mike Dagg's favourite position, and you'd just like to see him do a bit more with this offense, Gene Struthers.
Well, on that last play, the corners were bunching in, and it looked like they had open space to get a good run in, but they went with the run. This time they went with the pass with the completion.
That was a lot of open space there, up the midfield. And as if by magic, that is going to be Joel... No, that was Sheldon Hilton. I thought it was the tight end, but it was not. It was not Lachlan Martin. They actually went to the second tight end there, and that was a nice pickup. Just take the yards however you can get them. Take the points however you can get them at this rate for the Annapolis Navigators, and they will get the 1st and 10. That is going to be Frankie Custer returning from last season for
corners are bunching in again.
Yeah, they're playing up on the line here. Looks like a bump coverage, and that is going to be screened out to the strong side. And Squarebush nearly picked it, but they will spot him just short. But that's a nice 2nd and inches, as good as a first down in my mind. You've got tons of time, tons of plays to really take advantage of here. You open your entire playbook up in this case, Brett.
Yeah, you're stealing the line of a lot of people by saying open playbook, including myself. But nonetheless, yeah, 2nd and inches, wide open playbook.
And that is a run up the weak side. Squarebush managed to open up. Oh, number 62. He just needed his man, Rashad Jarrett, just to get out in front of him. But a great pickup of yards there, bringing them up to the Lincoln 34-yard line. Need to capitalise on this possession. They can't afford to drop any further behind as we reach the 2-minute warning. It's Annapolis 0, Lincoln 13 in this opening game of Week 4 in the SFLm. And thank you for joining us. So the 2-minute warning has come and gone. I'm Liam Krause, your play-by-play commentator, joined by Brett Stolberg for the Annapolis Navigators versus the Lincoln Rattlesnakes. Gun straight here for Annapolis. And that is going to be another out route. The man jumped. He jumped to try and cut off that route. That would have been a dangerous tip if he had got a hand on it. In the event, though, Rego Dinero with reception on the day, and Gene Struthers just trying to get points any way he can at the moment, Brett.
You know, if Skippy Curtis was about 6'1", 6'2", she might have had a hand on the football, but, you know, 5'11", may not cut it in the SFLm.
Yeah, it was a tall order there, Brett, and it was a tall order to stop Randy Squarebush as he picked up probably about another 10 yards or so. He certainly got a first down by himself there, as well as the first down on the field. And that is going to be up into Lincoln's red zone as the Annapolis Navigators trying to halt what has been a bit of a dour patch of offensive play over the last couple of games here. We're in a split back set here with twins out strong side. 3-step drop. Number 44, and that is going to be Joel Harleman, who picks up about 8 yards. And Annapolis, you don't want to give Lincoln back the ball with too long to be able to come back and at least get the points back. Annapolis could be restricted to 3 here. They're coming out in a bit of a hurry up. They are rushing to the line, but I don't think they're going to be too up tempo. And that is going to be tossed out to the left-hand side. Squarebush, he's nearly got there, but he's stopped just short, and they are going to go into the hurry-up proper here.
Might go the same play here.
Yeah. 5-step drop. Oh, that's a dangerous throw, and it's barely gotten away from him there. And he is lucky that that was not kicked. It was number 55. That was going to be Sabo Kanan, who was going to be there to pick up off the dangerous throw there from Gene Struthers. But he will get another chance. We're in a split back set here, pro set. And that is dangerous again, and it is a sack for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes. 2 players going to be claiming that. I suppose they'll have to share it. And one of them was number 99 for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes. Kratos Maximus, what a name. Another all-name team member there for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes. And 3rd and goal here for Annapolis. Spread formation here and single back. 3-step drop. That's out to the running back, and that is going to be Randy Squarebush who takes it in for the touchdown. And Annapolis, as we close out the second quarter and the first half, finally on the board.
Yeah, and the Randy Squarebush-centered Annapolis offense finally gets on the board with the name in tow, just waltzing into the end zone. Here, finally, Annapolis had a little bit of momentum throughout this drive, chewed a lot of clock, and got some points on the board, making this a football game. Finally, here we are, 13-6. Yeah,
Annapolis are right back in it. Didn't want to be giving them too much time, Lincoln. Bad snap there. We've seen a few of these bad snaps from some of these SFLm centres. Still clearly trying to get used to the tension of playing at a higher level. But this will be manna from heaven for the Annapolis Navigators as they will kick back to Lincoln with just under half a minute to go. And it is going to be Caleb Richards with the kickoff, and it is away. Not a great kickoff. I wonder if there was wind in there. And Lincoln actually in pretty decent position here, all things considered, on their 31-yard line to finish off what you would think would be the final drive of this half. And Esports TV has partnered with the SFL to bring sim football to millions of homes over the next 2 years. ESTV is the world's first 24/7 live linear and video on demand esports channel, available everywhere through your smart TV, on your phone, through Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and much, much more. Visit estv.co to learn more about its programming, find all the ways you can catch the SFL action on the network, and you can catch Logan Lee, who is unable to make any gain there. But Lincoln are in a pretty decent position here, I would say, Brett. You got the lead. You don't want to do anything too adventurous, but you have enough field position after that decent return and poor kick, admittedly, by Caleb Richards of Annapolis. I want to try and at least go with something. They're already in a passing set here, but we have seen them run out of this as well. That's going to be 90 slants. That is going to be nearly picked off, and that may do it for them here. Rachel Menner, the outside linebacker, with the pick there.
Yeah, and it's big here because Lincoln, I think their mentality here is to at least get on the board and get a couple points before the half ends, and they've got 69 nice yards to do it. So it's going to be interesting how they approach this third down. I think they're going to pass it here.
And that is a shotgun set, split back, and that is going to be a lot of time for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes to pick up the first down. I think you want to clock it, pull that time out with 6, 5, 4, 3, and that is the timeout. 4 clock punishment there from the Lincoln Rattlesnakes, but you think they're probably gonna get those SFL scouts a look at Kenny Slider's long arm here, long bomb from 42 yards in their own half. What do you think here, Brett? Do you think he's got a chance to try and drive it into the end zone here? Bit of a way to go.
It's possible, but it all depends on how he approaches that pass and how much time the offensive line is going to give Slider, as well as they do go with the Hail Gary, see if they can get some points on the board.
They're going to give it a go out of the shotgun, and that is broken up. He's still up, and he is down. He nearly made it. He nearly made it. Number 99 of the Annapolis Navigators. That's Dean Lear again. He's got another tackle behind the line, and that will close out the half. That has been a decent game so far today here between the Annapolis Navigators and the Lincoln Rattlesnakes. Lincoln leading at the half. It is 7-13. And just looking at some of these halftime highlights, Brett, it has been very well balanced. It's not been too. We've been seeing a lot of the running backs, but it's been showing the dual threat capability of some of these running backs. That's something that a lot of SFL teams look for, and that was, I think, probably the lone turnover of the day. There was the pick by the outside linebacker there. What are you going to be looking for going into the second half, Brett? We need to see, probably out of Annapolis, a bit more offensive capability and just more of the same from Lincoln, I would say.
Yeah, for Annapolis, they need to stop being so one-dimensional. Like, I know you've got Randy Squarebush, which in the SFLm you could consider a human cheat code at this point, but you also have to get Gene Struthers going, which they started to do near the end of the second quarter, finally, with like those screen passes, swing passes, those short routes. Just get them going a little bit more, because Lincoln is just burning you on the passing end, as Kenny Slider has been basically getting the yards that he wants. As for the Lincoln side, there's going to be a lot more Logan Lee action, both in the air and on the ground. So there's a big focus on him as well. This is a very much the definition of running back on running back battle between these two teams.
And we bring you into the second half. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Liam Krauser. Joining me tonight is Brett Stolberg on analysis. And it will be Annapolis returning it to start off the second half. And they will be looking to keep up that momentum, having picked up their first points of the game at the end of the second quarter here. And Gene Struthers, returning from last season for the Annapolis Navigators, will be hoping to put some pressure on this Lincoln Rattlesnakes defense, which, to be honest, they've been pretty decent across the board so far today. Just need to keep up the decent play that they've been making, and that is going to be another one. But just not able to stop Randy Squarebush. He's just able to break out of everything that you're seeing, put up against him on Lincoln's defense. And actually, it was interesting, Brett, looking at those stats for both of those running backs. They were pretty much balanced. Like, they both had a touchdown each. They both had about 70, 80 yards all purpose. What is it going to take for either of these defenses to stop these running backs today? Just like that. There, yeah. Exactly. And that is broken up. He's broken up in the backfield by number 55. That is going to be for Lincoln. That is going to be one of their... no, that's Stabo Kanan. So he gets a tackle for loss there. Run up the middle. And that's a decent tackle there by number... didn't catch the number there for Lincoln, but looked like one of their linebackers there, Matthias Citrian. It was on the stop there. But that's going to bring out the punt unit, and Annapolis still searching for answers on offense, Brett.
Yeah, and it looked like the defensive line for Lincoln really stepped up on that set, especially on that last play. Michael Rury almost got to Squarebush behind the line, but they still managed to stop him behind the first down line and cause this punt.
It's going to be returned for maybe a couple of yards, stopped immediately after the reception there. Probably could have gone with the fair catch, saved himself the trouble. Being hauled down by those Navigators rushers there. And Lincoln will come back out. Kenny Slider under centre had a half-time break to recover from that sack that he took at the end of the first half. 3-step drop, and that is a dangerous throw, but a decent catch there by what looked like tight end. It's going to be number 17 of the Lincoln Rattlesnakes. It was actually Lodi Liu, the two-way player at the San Diego Mavericks.
Yeah, and you said it, a very dangerous pass. There was about 2 offensive linemen around that pass as well, and they still managed to find the hands of Lottie Liu. Kenny Slider has been playing a very underrated game so far.
And that is going to be Logan Lee with the rush up the middle there. He's beaten Squarebush in the rushing yards category. He's also got that touchdown from earlier today, but it is again been very balanced between these two running backs, and they are going to come out in a. This could go either way. It could be a run or a pass. You'd expect them to run here with a guy like Logan Lee in the backfield. Instead, they will go with a 3-step drop and an out route to number 17, Lottie Lou again. That is an excellent cut there to take it up to Lincoln's 47-yard line.
Yeah, and we kind of knew at the beginning of the season that Lincoln would really rely on Lottie Lou, as considering that he was really the only main wide receiver to start off this season. Later signing in Toolish, and then just this week, Taver Jr. So we're going to see maybe a lot more Lottie Lou as the second half progresses, maybe get a little bit of pressure off of Logan Lee's shoulders.
It's going to be a screen to Logan Lee again. No, actually, that was John McCall, the fullback. We haven't really seen much of John McCall today. We've seen Joel Harleman get about a bit for the Annapolis Navigators, and I'll put it down here, Brett, as a SFL owner / coordinator. I love offense and fullback, one of the most underrated positions in the game. And green there, and a couple of yards for Lincoln. What are you looking for out of? What are you going to see out of this draft class, Brett? Are you looking for any particular position, or?
That's an incredibly great question, because right now the future of the Legion is still, as far as I know, we're gonna retain a lot of players, so we might not be looking too much through the draft. It really depends how this offseason goes for us, but right now we're not sure.
Yeah, don't worry. I wasn't trying to mine you for information there. I think Andy would get a bit upset with me, but no, two playoff teams. There'll be teams that are nipping at our tails going into next season, including those new expansion teams, which will be announced tomorrow at the halftime interval of the championship game. And that is going to be a penalty. Wow, you don't see a lot of these on special teams.
Could be
it's
false start.
To see, yeah.
Oh, it's an encroachment
on the Navigators, and what a cheap penalty to give away. And that's going to give them a free first down, I suspect. They were within 5 yards, so they are going to get the first down here.
That is crazy.
That kills you as the special teams coordinator on the sideline has thrown his hat on the ground in despair at this Annapolis Navigators side. They just have not been able to get anything right over the last couple of weeks. And now they're going to have Logan Lee piling on the misery here, Brett. He picks up 4 yards, and now Annapolis, that's just the momentum for those players that in their minds are just thinking like, what can we do? What can we do right?
Yeah, one thing's for sure out of this, though. I don't think Antoine Grady's gonna get off the sidelines anytime soon.
Indeed, it's going to be a decent tackle there, a shared tackle between number 50 and 40, I believe, of the Annapolis Navigators. That's going to be Brad Lynch and Rachel Menace sharing the spoils there on that tackle. And well, they got another chance here. Lincoln, you probably wouldn't expect a field goal out of this range, but they could be put into quite dangerous field position here on the punt. And that will be a play action.
Wow.
And that's a deep throw. And that is nearly...
Yeah!
He nearly caught it. Wow, they were nearly the architects of their own destruction there, the Annapolis Navigators, after an excellent defensive play. As they nearly gave it away to the Lincoln Rattlesnakes, it certainly would have been, you would have been looking at it thinking, it's not going to be our day, Brett, if he had caught that ball.
Yeah, just think in the mind of any cornerback, and they'll think to them, they'll probably be so deflated after knowing that they allowed a pass after a fourth bump to their own helmet. That's just crazy, but nonetheless, Annapolis still gets the stop, and they're still getting the football back. This time, they didn't get an encroachment penalty, so good job on them.
That's why we love the SFL, Brett. You see stuff happen every game which you just would not expect to happen. And that could have been another moment there, but thankfully for Annapolis, they were not victims of the luck there. The SFL's minor league SFLm is how you, the viewers, can get involved in the action. Create a player today and get on the field to begin your professional football journey through our website at simulationfl.net. The minor league season is halfway done, but it's not too late. There's still 6 weeks to get your player ready for the next rookie draft in June. Remember, reminder, the SFLm is off next Friday, but will continue May 27th. The SFL where the viewers are the superstars. And that means a week without our sultry tones, Brett.
Very true, yes.
But we will be looking forward to getting back to the action in a couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah.
And flip back step for Annapolis, 3-step drop, dangerous throw, and Squarebush manages to save the play there, manages to get up to the Annapolis 15-yard line. And that will be a 3rd and 5, as Annapolis is they need to get more adventurous. They got a strong power eye set here, apologies, with spread wide receivers, and that's a good throw and a good catch, and that will get them some breathing room up to the Annapolis 27-yard line. That was going to be number 89, Arain Darby on the reception there, two-way player out of Mexico City.
Yeah, and all Annapolis needs to do on this drive is just to keep applying that offensive pressure. It looks like they're getting more throws out of Gene Struthers here. Maybe we'll see a swing pass. They're doing a heavy set here, a heavy set eye, so we might see a square bush run or a swing pass here, which looks to be a swing.
And he has a lot of space, but his blockers let him down there, Randy Squarebush. Two-way out of Louisiana, like you said. Great running back heritage there. Obviously, Reggie Streeter, I'm very familiar with. Colin Hart, who went from Sioux Falls to Louisiana. He certainly learned the tools of the trade with a lot of those screen passes that I know that myself and Gerald Smith in Louisiana love to see out of our running back. Weak side run.
Wow.
Squarebush just gets held up on the line there, and decent stop there from Lincoln. Annapolis are well in this game. They have got the players to get them back to parity, but the offensive output has been there. It's not had the points, has it, Brett?
Yeah, Lincoln has done a really fantastic job just stifling the Lincoln offense, or the Annapolis offense, I should say, and really limiting Randy Squarebush, which is basically their bread and butter. Another completion on the pass, though.
Oh, just short first down marker there. And you're seeing the punt unit come on. That was 84, Reggio De Niro for the Annapolis Navigators. Decent reception, just not able to stretch out and pick up that first down. And every time you give the ball back to that potent Lincoln offense, it's a danger, Brett. Can Annapolis come back and get the win here? It remains to be seen. They have to start getting points on the board, though, even if it comes from the defense at this point, I think.
Yeah, I would have to think from Annapolis' end, once they get into the fourth quarter, which I believe where their next possession is going to be, with how Lincoln likes to kind of progress that football. They're going a little bit slower, as I've seen in the second half. But Annapolis' first possession in the fourth quarter, I'd like to see them take a little bit more risky plays here. Maybe go with the deep drive. Maybe see if you can get Randy Squarebush on a nice play action pass. Maybe see if you can do a slip screen. I'm not sure. But definitely Annapolis needs to be a little bit more aggressive.
And that is bobbled there by, I think that's the number there. I think it's number 73 for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes. That would have been, no, I believe that's Caleb Walker, the wide receiver there, bobbling the catch there for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes. But blown opportunity there. We're going to 2nd and 10 on the Lincoln 30. And They have, again, the entire playbook open to them at this point. They're going to line up in single back set, and that's a 3-step drop, and that is a catch this time for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes. Loddy Lou, 6 receptions on 6 targets. That is efficiency from that young SFLm wide receiver right there.
Yeah, and that was a perfectly placed throw from Kenny Slider as well. Knowing that Lottie Lou had the speed against his contemporary cornerback, got himself open just a little bit, and that gave enough time for Kenny Slider to kind of throw that football in a spot where Lou could catch it. So great job from both these players to make that connection.
Strong power right set here, strong side, decent blocking there, and that will get up to the Annapolis 48-yard line. So onto the other side of the field for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes once again, and they will be hoping to stretch this lead out a bit, make it a 2-score lead. They will need to get points on the board, and it has been parsimonious, I think, is the way of describing it. I'll have to look that one up in the thesaurus, Brett, but
yeah, I was going to say I'm Canadian. I don't even know what that word is.
5-step drop for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes. That's a good
throw. He ran too far out.
It? Oh, yeah. He had the space, but when it came to it, just wasn't able to get enough on it. He was under pressure. That was a really good play there from the Annapolis defense. They have to keep Kenny Slider under pressure to prevent him from being able to exploit some of these weapons that he's got at his disposal, whether it be Logan Lee or his wide receivers. And that time there, that's what we're talking about. Exact same play, different result. Loddy Lou, I think he probably was targeted on that last play, but that could have very well been 7 receptions from 7 targets. He is having himself an excellent day so far today.
Yeah, and Kenny Slider's going to reap all the benefits with that, adding to his pass yardage total, getting close to 200 as we get to the end of this third quarter here, and it looks like another run.
And that is up to Annapolis' 36-yard line. So now I'm going to educate our viewers and yourself, Brett. Parsimonious means unwilling to use resources, and we have been unwilling to see points from these two teams today. It's the Annapolis Navigators 7, Lincoln Rattlesnakes 13, and I hear someone in the booth shouting at me. I guess Cam is he's chucking his thesaurus out the window right now as we speak. As we enter the fourth quarter, put your fours up right there, and that is going to be a first down for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes. Logan Lee, all he cares about, no funny business, just run it straight up the middle and get that first down.
Okay, let's be honest though. Cam probably threw his thesaurus because he realized he was a second edition from 1983, knowing that he's probably older than both of us, so we have to make old jokes on him. But like you said, Logan Lee's kind of having his way here in the second half. He's been getting a lot of these big runs as he runs through again. Easy block, and that's going to be an easy 8 yards again for him. Just easy going through the second half, especially the last, I would say, 5 or 6 minutes for Logan Lee. And
Guy Clausen in the chat, absolutely right. Logan Lee, he is putting on a show, and if this show continues, Annapolis are going to be in dire trouble. They've upped their game from last week, to be sure, but 5-step drop, and that is nearly picked off. And that is the type of opportunity that Annapolis just have been not able to make the most of so far today, Brett.
Yeah, and, you know, Annapolis has done a very, very, very decent job on limiting Lincoln when it matters the most, but they're not making those big plays that you expect from SFL or SFLm teams where they get the big interceptions at the key moments to give the offense an opportunity to try to score back, but it's not working right now for that defense.
And come out in a 3-4 set here. They've rushed the outside linebacker. That's going to be an excellent tip from number 52 of the Annapolis Navigators, Tundra Speed. She's been here and there within this defensive play for the Annapolis Navigators, but they need to this is a good stand to prevent Lincoln from going up by another touchdown. It will stretch it out, and they're coming out in a strong power ice set. I'm not sure what I think of this, Brett. I think I would
go for the jugular here.
I would take the 3. This is too risky for my taste.
No, they're using their progressions.
Yeah. So they are going to... I mean, that could... You know, this is not a done game by any means for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes here. They played well, but Annapolis are well in this game. And that is a costly timeout. Every timeout in the second half is it's worth double when it comes to the last couple of minutes where you're driving and need that time saver. And I'm not sure how I feel about this decision for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes, Brett.
I personally don't mind it because even then, with the Jordan Shaw, which is probably going to be a 36, 37-yard field goal out of him, if he makes this, it's going to be a 2-possession game regardless out of this. So I would say not a bad decision from Lincoln. I think that it's going to cause 2 possessions no matter what the outcome would happen. So now Annapolis has to fight a little bit tougher here and maybe play a little bit more aggressive in this ensuing drive to make that hard count timeout pay on Lincoln's side.
And I will put it up. There's good pressure up the middle there, but that was not able to be blocked, and Lincoln will get that 9-point lead that they've been pressing for most of this second half. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection. State-of-the-art technology and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. Annapolis up to the 23-yard line on that return, and they will now have the chance to get back to within 1 score. They got to score. They got to get a field goal at least, Brett.
Yeah, at the very least, on this drive, with under 10 minutes to go here, they need a score out of it. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. No punts, no interceptions. Got to be a score.
And that is a run up the middle from... Oh, that was a bit of an unfair spot there. Sabo Kanan from the linebacking core, getting the tackle there. 2 tackles for loss and 7 on the day. But that was an unfair spot, Brett. I favour the running back in that situation.
Yeah, it's tough. I didn't see where his knees dropped, so I'm not sure, because you got to remember, knees drop first. That's where they're going to place the football.
But he does get the first down here, and even though you're looking at a 2-score deficit, they're still going to this running game, and that clock is going to be ticking down and really putting pressure on them. They have to get the ball back again after this, at the very least, as our cameraman focuses there on Frankie Custer. He's been all over the place for Lincoln today. Single back on the field here for Annapolis, and that's going to be another run and another 3-yard gain.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to try to apply a lot of pressure through the run here, but unfortunately it's going to also apply a lot of pressure on Randy Squarebush's lungs because he's going to keep running and running and running. You got to get to Gene Struthers, and in the air at some point, the Lincoln secondary are closing in on the receivers because of that. So they really need to capitalize and throw it down the field.
Step drop. They could be throwing it down the field here. If they can get it out of the hands of Gene Struthers, but he cannot. And number 56 with the grand slam, and that is going to be another stack for Demetrius Farmer, his second in only his first appearance in the SFLm. Welcome to the minor leagues, and welcome to your rapidly increasing draft stock. Gone straight for the Annapolis Navigators here. They've got to start getting some yardage here, get up the field to turn this game around, but again, it's number 75, Michael Brewery, putting the pressure on. Nearly another stack, and Struthers not getting the protection that he needs today, Brett.
Yeah, that's been the big thing on the previous second down play. There was plenty of time, but the receivers weren't getting open enough for Struthers to throw the football. Lincoln on that third down play decided, you know what, I don't want to give Struthers any time. They gave him no time to throw that football, and he managed to throw it off at least for an incompletion. But again, that was close to being a second sack in a row.
Well, I got to call out the punt here. This feels like surrender index territory, as that is a return only up to the 27 for Lincoln. I don't get the decision behind making that punt, Brett. You know, you have to get points on the board. Desperate times. You've got 7.5 minutes left on the clock. Get the ball up there. Just throw it. Do something to try and get points on the board.
Okay. Counterpoint. They were in their own territory. So if they would have got a turnover on downs, that sets up great position for Lincoln. And B, there's still plenty of time left. There's still 7.5 and change. So they're going to rely on their defense to get them. And that's not how the defense should do this for Annapolis.
But when you got Lottie Lou, he's caught all of his receptions today. He just knows. He knows Kenny Slider that if he throws to Lottie Lou, he's going to catch it no matter what. And Annapolis, they gotta throw off this rhythm for Kenny Slider. He's been cutting them apart today, and that is just another example. And the Lincoln Rattlesnakes looking to cement another victory on the bounce here. Got their first one last week against the Madison Lynx, but good defense there for Annapolis. It's been back and forth on their defensive contributions. Rachel Menner and Tyson Bourne combining there for a tackle. But what do you think, Brett? What do you think that Annapolis have to do to try and break down this Lincoln offense? And we'll go with another throw, and it's another catch, and it's another tackle for Annapolis. What does Annapolis have to change here, Brett?
I think at this point in this fourth quarter, it seems like it's Slider to Lou. So let's get double coverage on Lottie Lou and force Kenny Slider to throw elsewhere. Get the new signees involved. See if they have the intestinal fortitude, some people would say, to grab the crucial catches that you need to preserve leads. And trust on the rest of your secondary to maybe bail you out that way. Maybe double cover on Lottie Lou.
Lou on the crossing route, and now they can go to Logan Lee. We haven't actually seen as much of Logan Lee over the past few drives, but they're going to get it to him here. And Annapolis will, ironically, in a situation where you'd be expecting them to sort of push up, they actually are doing the job. But it's when you see Kenny Slider go to his wide receivers, he's really able to push on them there. And 5-step drop. And again, he nearly had his man. I think that was Lou again, and that will be the first one that he was targeted on that he didn't catch. We thought it happened a few times, but
yeah, what the corners did on that play, Annapolis, that they sagged off, which let Lottie Lou go on a quick slants route, which left him wide open down the middle of the field. It was just Kenny Slider threw it a yard or two too far away from him. That was the only issue from that.
And set here with Fred set for the wide receivers. And that is nearly picked off, number 52. Man, you need to make those interceptions when you're down by 2 scores, and this will it will at least get the ball back for Annapolis. Don't think we're going to see a kick here, although we did see earlier the wind was not in the favour of no, they will come out for the punt. I think the wind is blowing left to right on screen for our viewers here, and that could favour this actually. And that's wow! He caught it.
So
what an amazing catch! But it just does run it into the end zone. So Annapolis will get it back on their 20, and they will need to drive downfield here and put some points on the board. But this isn't the only big game that we've got this weekend, Brett. We've got coverage of the Simulation Football League on Next Level Sports continuing tomorrow with only the 18th SFL Championship game starting at 2:30 PM Eastern. It's the Lone Star Glory and the Baltimore Vultures left standing. And get ready for another SFL Championship Classic. Visit NLSC.com to find Next Level Sports in your area. Randy Squarebush, I'm not sure I'd be giving him the ball when you're down by 9 points with 5 minutes to go, Brett.
I would, but on swing passes.
Yes. That's a fair point. Yeah, because he's had excellent blocking in situations.
Right
they
there.
can't. Yeah. And that's not going to do it. He needs to start throwing downfield, or at least getting Squarefish into positions where he can really make a burst.
This ain't the formation for a hurry up either.
No, not at all. But they do get the first down.
Wow.
And they are going to go into the hurry up.
Yeah, this is a very interesting formation. You got Strong Eye with only one wideout to the left.
Well, they only need the field goal in this situation. They will have to drop there, so it's going to be an incomplete pass. And a chance for them to regather their thoughts. The offensive coordinator on the Annapolis sideline probably thinking, look, Gene, if you can't get a guy upfield in this situation, change the formation about, change the play about, and try and get something going. They'll come out in a stronger set here. The gun straight. We see a lot of this in those no-huddle situations. And that is an excellent pass to catch. And this is precisely what Annapolis need now. They've got Gene Struthers driving upfield with some of these offensive weapons. And
watch.
That's another snap. And that's going to the out route. And that will be, it looks like he was in bounds. But he did slide out. And the referees are going to say the clock is stopped. And Annapolis, they're on their 37 with a first down. And they do have a chance to get some points on the board here. Coming out in yeah. Sorry, Brett, you go on.
Yeah, they're looking at bump coverage perhaps from Lincoln here. So I would look for Orain Darby possibly to go on a deep route.
Yeah, they did switch into zone, but yeah, the double step, something that you see a lot of teams come out like in a bump or man to try and put them off. A lot of teams running slants out of that. But in this case, it will go out to Darby on the out route, two-way player out of Mexico City, and he will pick up 5 yards and keep the clock stopped, more importantly, for Annapolis. They've got all their timeouts. Lincoln, of course, expended one earlier on the hard count. And Gene Struthers takes the ball and takes a terrible throw, but it is caught by Randy Squarebush, gets another reception on the board and does step out of bounds. So they've got 2 plays here. Certainly if it may have been too early to go on 4th down last time. I think you probably are looking at going for it if you get stopped on this situation, Brett.
Yeah, and I think you have 2 pretty speedy wide receivers in both Orain Darby and Kai Avery, so I would like to see both of them perhaps on deep routes here, but Lincoln's playing a little bit deeper, so I'm not sure.
Deep throw, and that is nearly picked off, and that is number 48 for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes. Skippy Curtis nearly making a big interception, but just couldn't get a handle on it.
Yeah.
And Lincoln, they just need to hold here and they will be right in the driver's seat. Shotgun set here out of doubles. We've seen them make a first down on this before, and we will see if they can do it again. There's a lot of time, but that is the stack, and that is going to take the ball back into Lincoln's possession. Is a turnover on downs, and it is on Annapolis' 46-yard line. Excellent stack there from number 92, shared with 56 it looked like, but I think that 92 will be claiming that. Brian Green and Demetrius Farmer again, gets half a sack for his troubles.
Yeah, and it's been all successes from this Lincoln defensive line, really stifling Gene Struthers. When he was trying to get this passing game going, it just has not worked because they've limited the time that he's got in the pocket.
Right up the middle for Logan Lee, and that will put the screws in on this Annapolis Navigators defense. And just a case of clock watching at this point for Lincoln, Brett. Just got to keep winding that clock down, get Logan Lee the ball, whether it be on those runs or screens. And Annapolis, their offensive profligacy has prevented them from getting points on the board today. And they'll come out in a weak power ice set again. like Lincoln. And that is going to be another first down up to the Annapolis 26-yard line, well within field goal range here. And Brett, looking at those numbers, Logan Lee over 100 yards. Surprisingly, actually ran to Squarebush, not anywhere close as it turns out, but he's probably got all-purpose yardage there. How important are these dual threat running backs within the context of the SFL?
Well, when you think about it from an SFL standpoint, the running back is very much used in a two-way sense, both through in the air and through the ground. Big example that I can think of is my running back in Vancouver, in Robert Redford. He's both a menace on the ground and in the air. If you get that proper blocking, Redford could get you 15, 20 yards. And Logan Lee right now is definitely a project example of that here in the minors.
Yeah, Robert Redford's a natural in that role, and he is up to the 8-yard line, Logan Lee, and he will be following in Redford's footsteps if this performance is anything to go by. And Lincoln are well on course for their second win in a row at this rate.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big 8 yards from here on out, because if Lincoln can actually score this touchdown, I think that puts that officially out of reach as we tick closer and closer to the 2-minute warning.
And we do hit the 2-minute warning. It is Annapolis 7, Lincoln 16, opening game of week 4 of the SFLm season. And we are coming to a close in this match. I'm Liam Krauser, joined by Brett Stolberg on this SFLm matchup. Lincoln with Logan Lee running up the side and running right into the end zone. Whatever you can do, Logan Lee can do it too, it seems. And the Lincoln Rattlesnakes, he's rowing the boat right down to Victory Boulevard. As my good friend Tom Simeon would say. And that is an excellent performance there from Logan Lee to get a couple of touchdowns on the day. And really, he had a big showdown with his opposing running back, Randy Squarebush. And it looks like he's come out on top today.
Yeah, and that's gonna be big for his draft stock for sure as we inch closer to the SFL draft as well. And if Logan Lee can continue these kind of performances through the second half of the SFLm season, it's just gonna keep climbing and climbing for him. And all of a sudden, he might be a starting running back for one of these SFL teams that need one.
Indeed, it is going to be an exciting market across the board for all of these different teams. We've got the new expansion teams coming in, 4 expansion teams that we'll find out tomorrow at the SFL Championship game. And this is a league of opportunity, as our Commissioner Cameron Irvine likes to remind us. And it is a league for the players. And opportunity knocks for stars like Logan Lee, Loddy Lou, all of the guys and gals out here today. And it looks like Lincoln will come out on top, but we will see if Annapolis can pull off a late surprise. They're going to need luck on their side. And let's be honest, they've not had a lot of it today. They come out in a single back bunch there, and they will do a 5-step drop. That's going to be thrown out to Randy Squarebush, who will make it out of bounds. So they will save the time out there. Squarebush with 57 yards and 8 receptions. A Rain Derby, the second highest, is with 4 and 57 yards on the day for Annapolis. Interesting numbers there, Brett.
Yeah, you can tell that the Annapolis passing offense has just not been there all game, and it might be just due to maybe over-relying on Randy Squarebush on the ground and just leaving Gene Struthers cold, or it was you could also make it a combination of Lincoln's secondary and defensive line not giving Struthers enough time to kind of go through his progressions and look for passes. But yeah, definitely an off day in the office for that passing offense.
Yeah, it looked like an off day for the offensive line as well. You saw that pressure there. The Lincoln's Rattlesnakes defensive line just putting a load of pressure on Gene Struthers there. Great work by him, actually, just to even get it out of there. And they're now in the gun straight. There's the snap, and there's the throw, and there's the catch. And they will go into the hurry-up now. 1 minute 35 on the clock here. And Lincoln playing up a bit here. We see the fade route there on one of the Navigator's wide receivers, nearly breaking out there. In the end, it does go to number 87, Lachlan Martin. I don't think we've seen him have a reception on the day. Late in the day for the tight end to start getting involved, but Annapolis got to find a way to move the ball whatever they can in this situation. Single back bunch there. Gene Struthers under centre. 5-step drop. Thrown out to the square bush again. And he won't even get out of bounds this time. And that will come up with the timeout. So Annapolis really in last chance saloon here for this game. And they need to do anything that they can to try and get the ball in the end zone at this point. They haven't had much luck with it all throughout the day, but there is still a chance, as they say, Brett.
Yeah, and I would be looking at the hole perhaps between the linebackers and the safeties down the middle of the field. And
that is nearly, well, not nearly picked off. I don't think he would have got his hand around that. Number 31 of the Lincoln Rattlesnake defense. That's Frankie Custer, returning player from last season for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes. And Annapolis going to come out in this gun straight again, but it just, they've been getting decent results out of it, but not enough to really put the pressure back on Lincoln. Thrown downfield, and a good pass. They need more of that. They need to keep getting it downfield now, with just over a minute left on the clock. Gun straight again. Gene Struthers is going to take the snap. He's going to get a 9-yard gain just about there. Nearly gets the first down. That's an out route. Nearly picked off there by number 30. It was Frankie Lynn Custer, and she nearly had a pick there. There's been a ton of missed opportunities here for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes, and that could have finished the game off right there.
Yeah, that's probably the third or fourth bobble that these secondaries have probably had. I think Skippy Curtis has probably had 19 of her own that have kind of bobbled out of her hands. So, yeah, the opportunities may have been coming. They're not capitalizing, but still, they have this 23-7 lead.
3-step drop, and that's going to be a nice catch, and that's going to get another first down. So Annapolis still driving, they're still alive, but they're rapidly running out of time. They really do need a bit of a miracle here. High form, 3-step drop, and that is nearly picked off. 25, nearly on the pick there after the bobble. That was Reynolds with just a miss on the catch there. Zach Reynolds, the cornerback for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes, and I think some of the Navigators fans, they are consigned to their fate now as they leave the stadium. Shotgun step here. That is thrown upfield.
There it is.
Contested, and there it is. Indeed, Brett. That is going to be the game. Number 58 on the interception there for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes. It's going to be Quincy Simmons, the inside linebacker. Another linebacker catch. They've shown that they can catch the ball indeed, Brett, at linebacker.
Yeah, and looking at this Lincoln defense on this last drive here, it looked like some of the backups were in as well. So that's a little bit more insult to injury on Annapolis' side, that perhaps a reserve linebacker came in as a second string and got the interception.
And Lincoln are going to run it out. Logan Lee again. Annapolis going to go for the timeout, but we're down to 19 seconds. Got another game still going on at this point. Tacoma versus Madison. 17 points to 13. The Madison Lynx defending champions, potentially going down to another defeat after being beaten by Lincoln last week. So their season on the skids a bit. Unless they can turn it around, they still can in that game in the fourth quarter. And it looks like victory formation for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes. Kenny Slider's done his job for the day, and that will clock it. And time out there from Annapolis. They're going to force Slider to come out and kneel it again, but that will expire the clock after this kneel. Any thoughts on player of the game, Brett?
Yeah, I think this is a no-doubter. You have to give it to Logan Lee. He's been basically the catalyst to the entire offense for Lincoln, getting the 2 touchdowns and basically dictating the momentum throughout this game for the Rattlesnakes and getting this victory and getting them back at 500.
Oh, we're going to split opinions here, Brett. I think Loddy Lou deserves it. When you've had the output that he's had today, I think that wide receiver deserves the gongs, to say the least. And that will bring up the final score. The end of the game, the Annapolis Navigators fall to another defeat. It's 7-23 to the Lincoln Rattlesnakes. 2 wins on the bounce, and that stat line tells you everything you need to know. 200 yards passing for Kenny Slider. They're nearly just about 200. We'll split the yard between friends. 130 yards on the day for Logan Lee. So you're absolutely right. An amazing day for Logan Lee. But let's not look down upon what Annapolis' offensive performance did. Randy Squarebush, another great day. Gene Strubbers, he did what he could with the chances that he had. And, there is life still in this Annapolis team. They're not out of it yet.
No, I think it's just minor adjustments that these guys need to make. Maybe more so relying on the wide receiving core, maybe getting more looks to Orain Darby, maybe a little bit deeper. You have to trust on anybody who plays for Mexico City, especially Orain Darby, to be that he can be that deep threat for you. And I think it's just minor adjustments that they need to make, and they'll be fine. But right now, 2-2 definitely doesn't reflect their performance.
You win it this time, Brett. Right. Logan Lee with player of the game honours from our booth, and congratulations to him, and congratulations to the Lincoln Rattlesnakes. This has been the SFLm on YouTube. Thanks for joining us. I've been Liam Prass, your play-by-play commentator. From myself and Brett Solberg, thank you for joining us, and have a great couple of weeks. We'll see you in a couple of weeks for more SFLm action, and don't forget, championship game tomorrow. See you then.
Buddy.